I'm talking to you this morning about what I would call the remnant. You know, I read a sermon, or looked at the title of a sermon. I don't read all the sermons. Sometimes even the title throws me off. And I read a title of a sermon where a man had written a sermon from this passage called The Silent Church. And I said to myself, there is no such thing. So I know you for me to read this sermon. But here's 7,000 men, and no doubt there were wives and children who were the same as the head of their home, who had not bowed the knee to Baal, had not kissed that ugly image made of brass, the head of a bull, and an idol which people worship by the hundreds of thousands. So there were thousands of people in Israel who had not bowed the knee to Baal nor kissed his image. But I want you to look at Elijah for a little bit this morning. I think there'd never been a time in Elijah's ministry, and oh my, what an example. What an example, what a man. What a mighty giant for God. But there'd never been a time in Elijah's ministry when he ought to have been more satisfied than he was at this time. He had vindicated the honor of God in the eyes of all the people in the whole kingdom. You know, that's wonderful. He had so vindicated the honor of God that a revival took place. People fell on their knees and cried out, "The Lord, He is God, no other God but Him." He had led Israel to abandon this idolatrous worship, and a revival had taken place. He had destroyed the prophets of Baal. A lot of prophets need to be destroyed. A lot of prophets in America, their influence, like the preacher standing in this pulpit was doing this morning, need to have their influence destroyed. He had brought the drought to an end. 3.5 years of suffering, no rain, no heaven not open, no blessings come. 3.5 years, and he brought the drought to an end.